At $150, the Igpsport Bcs300 comes in at quite a bit less than, say, a Garmin or any other premium cycling computer. But does that mean it's not as good as those other guys? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a light deep dive on this computer to see how it stacks up. One of the more important features of a device like this is the screen. And having a screen that is bright and easy to read is really important. And now, while the screen isn't huge at 2.4 inches, it is a color screen with some decent brightness. Now, it could be brighter, but it does get the job done. Now, the one feature that the screen is missing, however, is going to be a touchscreen. So you are going to have to get familiar with the button layout, as that's going to be the only way to really navigate this device. So Igpsport does claim that this has 20 hours of battery life, and while I actually haven't really pushed the limits of that too much, I have been quite happy with the battery life thus far. Now, I am happy to see that there is a USB-C connection on this device, which means charging should be pretty quick and easy. They do say it should take about 2 hours to fully charge, which is nice. That's really nice if you happen to forget to charge it and you're about to leave for a ride. You should be able to get a bit of juice in this thing within 10 to 15 minutes if you're in a hurry. So the only downside is that the port is actually on the bottom of the device, which means you're not going to be able to charge this up while you ride. For instance, this actually would not be compatible with the Raveman Lite that I checked out recently. There is a companion app that actually goes with this computer. And granted, at this point, what cycling computer does not have a companion app on the phone? Now, with this being my first cycling computer from them, I actually wasn't sure to expect. But all in all, I'm actually quite surprised on how good it is. Loading GPX files is fairly easy with quite a few options on the import process. The quick information from your ride shows up nicely along with a map of your route. Now, if we dive into the more detailed stats, you can see that they have pretty much everything you would expect to find. You have your speed, altitude, your zones, etc. All in all, it's actually one of the better apps that I've used, with the only one that I personally feel is better being Garmin. But, I mean, truthfully, I'm still a little bit of a Garmin fanboy. Now, as you might expect, the BCS300 is compatible with ANT+ and Bluetooth low energy sensors. It's going to work with cadence sensors, power meters, and even electronic shifters. Now, the one thing that it does not support is e-bikes. And most of you are just not going to care. But as someone who rides both, having the battery information on my Garmin watch has been quite invaluable. I love having that information there so I can see, because on my Orbea Rise, you can't tell the battery life. Now, more importantly than this silly e-bike compatibility, it does support the radar taillights. And when connected to a radar taillight, like one of my Magic Shine ones here, the display will alert and show you the cars that are actually coming up behind you. Now, this model does have maps and navigation, and it works decently well. However, the one main downside to the navigation is that it's not going to actually reroute you if you make a wrong turn. So you're going to actually have to continue off route and get yourself back onto the route manually. And it is what it is. Not everything has that, but the fact that it does have navigation is nice. The maps are actually really nice also. They're really easy to navigate. They did a great job on that one. Good job. Now, the GPS is probably one of the most important things that matters on something like this. And I actually haven't found any anomalies in my GPS data in any form. So this one actually has been very close to both elevation and distance every time I run it side by side with my Garmin watch. Now, there is going to be a little bit of variation between the two, but I think that's just standard. And even if you're running two Garmin side by side, they give you different information. Now, there is a whole slew of specs that I didn't go over in this video, so make sure you hit the link down in the description to head over to the manufacturer's page to check them out. Now, all in all, I've actually really enjoyed using this computer, and thanks to Igpsport, God, am I saying that wrong, right? I don't know. Let's just go with Igpsport for sending this out to me for this unit to review. Let's start over. Thank you to Igpsport for sending this out to me so I could check it out and do a review on it. Now, let me know down in the comments below, should I check out their flagship model, the IGS800? And Before you go, you should actually really check out this video right here, where I check out the computer from Medellin. Oh my God, it's still hot here.